Financial security is often framed as a game of timing, a constant battle to predict market tops and bottoms. But for most, that battle is a distraction from the structural risk hiding inside their portfolio. The default for many investors is to pour every dollar of surplus capital into a single, unsegmented pool of volatile growth assets, banking on the hope that the line only goes up. This creates an unbuffered portfolio. When all your cash is tied up in the market without a dedicated reserve, a sudden drop forces a direct conflict between your long-term wealth and your immediate ability to pay for groceries or a mortgage. This equation defines the trap mathematically. An unbuffered portfolio equals market risk plus liquidity stress. You are pairing the natural volatility of the market with the urgent demand for cash to survive. Operating without a segmented cash buffer chains your real-world survival to an unpredictable market. When your next mortgage payment depends on a green candle, emotional, panic-driven decisions become almost inevitable. To see how this breaks down, let's run a controlled stress test. We have two investors, Eric and Ray. Both hold a $300,000 portfolio, and both are about to face a severe, sudden market downturn. Eric represents the standard approach. He put 100% of his capital into growth stocks, neglecting to establish any dedicated cash reserve for his immediate needs. When the crash hits, Eric faces a financial emergency. With no liquid cash, he enters full liquidity stress, forcing him to sell his discounted shares at a massive loss just to cover his bills and survive the month. Ray experiences the exact same market crash and the exact same economic conditions, yet he remains financially secure and entirely calm. He does not sell a single share. If the market conditions were identical, one structural difference allowed Ray to survive the crisis that mathematically ruined Eric. Ray's security stems from abandoning risk-based asset allocation in favor of time horizon segmentation, a framework that organizes wealth based on when the money is actually needed. This table breaks down the architecture, starting with bucket 1, the shield. This bucket holds 1 to 2 years of living expenses, roughly 10 to 15% of the portfolio, in highly liquid assets like high-yield savings or short-term CDs. Bucket 2, the bridge, secures medium-term capital for a 3 to 7 year horizon. It targets 20 to 30% of the portfolio, using defensive yield assets like short-duration bonds or dividend ETFs. Finally, bucket 3 is the growth engine. This is dedicated to compounding wealth over a 7+ year horizon using broad market index funds, representing the remaining 55 to 70. This structural separation ensures the capital you need to buy groceries tomorrow is mathematically isolated from the volatility of the money you won't touch for a decade. This architecture isn't just a static breakdown, it functions as an active, automated, closed-loop liquidity machine. In a bull market, the system harvests gains from the growth engine. As bucket 3 grows, those excess returns flow downward to systematically refill the defensive positions in buckets 1 and 2. During a bear market, the protocol shifts. Bucket 3 is strictly locked to prevent selling at a loss. Instead, you live entirely off the cash flow exiting the first 2 buckets. Because the first 2 buckets cover up to 7 years of expenses, you give your growth assets the chronological time they need to recover without having to touch them. This engineered flow removes the psychological pressure of a market downturn. It turns a potential crisis into a pre-planned, calculated waiting game. Market volatility is a constant, but it loses its power to disrupt your life when your portfolio is structurally insulated by a multi-year cash shield. Start by calculating your essential expenses and securing your bucket 1 cash shield. Knowing your immediate needs are covered is the first step to staying rational. Next, map out your bucket 2 bridge. Match your medium-term capital requirements for the next few years to low volatility yield instruments so that money is ready when you reach it. Finally, automate your bucket 3 growth engine. Funnel your surplus capital into index funds consistently, regardless of the noise in the daily headlines. A simple system, consistent habits, and continuous growth remove the need for guesswork. By segmenting your portfolio by time, you determine your own financial outcomes instead of letting market cycles dictate your survival.